Welcome back to Satisfactory. I was setting up to start making some heat sinks, and I don't know. I just had a really nice view of this section of the base. Just so happened to happen by accident. The sunrises and sunsets can be pretty cool. Oh wait, why am I doing that? The thing we're gonna do today, we're just gonna build some heat sinks. Two reasons. I think we are about one level away from completing our primary mission here. And since that drone right there is sort of circling, it's because we're not using enough nitrogen gas. So we're going to build some stuff that's going to allow us to use that so we can start bringing in that stuff in a reasonable pace. But like everything else in this game, you have to complete multiple steps in order to make that happen. So taking my own advice, if we're going to target heat sinks, we should look it up. All right, we only have one recipe. We've got the aluminum sheets and we've got the copper sheets. So that's easy enough. And it just so happens that we have the aluminum sheets already pulled up, so we're going to use those. And then, so here's what I'm thinking. We'll pull up on a splitter, of course. We're going to give ourselves a little bit of room. Not a lot, but a little. Something like that. And then like that. So now we have sheets on this side. And then we're about to have sheets on this side. And by that I mean aluminum on top and copper on bottom. Let's just go ahead and build this out while we're here. Though, now I'm wondering, since this is such a key component, do I want the output of that to be available for heat sinks and cooling systems go together nicely. Nitrogen gas, water, heatsink, and rubber. Huh. And it is a factory part. Well, let's see if we can do all of that as well. Let's get a little greedy. All right. So we need to assemble. And we kind of know at this point we want about a splitter's worth of space. All right, well, I guess we can just measure it. That assembler right in front. Thank you. Bottom goes around, top goes in. And then I always think 4. I don't know why. Let's see what this recipe is telling me. Heat. Or here. Heat sink. I'm making 7.5 per minute. Cooling systems take 12 per minute to make 6 cooling systems per minute. So 2 will give me 12. So yeah, thinking a nice round of 5. Let's start there. Alright. And while we're thinking about it, we need to give ourselves some power. Okay, and then while we're doubly at it, copy, paste, 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 and paste. Okay, then we're gonna build a little mini bus right here. Don't have the copper yet. But we're just going to dangerously assume that we know what we're doing here. That this is all gonna work. Like that. Okay. And then, well, yeah, I guess we should check the inputs. 5 of these. All right, so that's about 200 per minute. It starts to add up. Especially since we're already splitting it with this side. What are these guys making? Batteries. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. Trying to be a little smoother with the camera. We're going to be good. All right, so now we have our delightful we should dump these out probably near the end, like this, and then split it almost immediately. And then whatever's left goes down the memory hole and onto the belt. In and out, in and out, in and out. While I was, right before I got enthralled with the wonderful nature of the sun, I guess it was the sunrise, I set up a little industrial storage container to hold on to some of the additional copper sheets. So I'm building up a little bit of a buffer. I suppose I should start making these things, huh? Let's connect the copper sheets. Should only be 2. Really? That's where it is? It's easy to fix, at least. Just go way back. Like here. and then connect like that. Now let's take a peek. Now ooh. Well, yeah, I can still do this. I'll just do a last minute turn. Like this. And then theoretically, you could drop it down like this. What do you think? Too low? Too high? Is it that one? Or is it that one? We want a splitter right on the line. There we go. I think with that we're making heat sinks. Yeah, I mean, the Megabus just makes building so easy. It's so easy. "12 minutes in and we're making heat sinks. Heat seek? No, heat sink. Wow. Alright, so let's see. We have the nitrogen's already here. Why isn't this pipe full? Oh, I guess there's no pull to it. Yeah, the flow is just what it's asking for. Right now that's 156. But I think... Oh wait, that's the flow in. And that's the flow into that one. And then they both share service here. And if I really need to, I can blend more fused frames. But they're all sitting right here, I would hope. Do I have 200 of them? I do. All right. Just double checking to see if I have any open lines here. I probably shouldn't. And I probably definitely shouldn't on this. This should be totally full. It does not look like it is. These two are empty? Oh, that's bad news. There's no way those are supposed to be empty. Or maybe so. Oh yeah, look at that. I've got two empty belts right in the midst. And I think they're project parts, so that's even better. Am I going to be able to make it back up here? Yeah, see? Those copper sheets now, I need to double back yet again and try to add some more copper sheets to the mix, but we have a little bit of a storage buffer here, so we're going to keep making heat sinks nice and clean for a while. But I suppose before we even get there, we can go ahead and build this out. Which, trying to act cool like I'm doing this from memory, but I'm not. Let's check our cooling systems. Probably don't have any alternates. Alternates for certain project parts do exist, but I've only picked up maybe one or two. The alternate for this one just gets rid of water and rubber and replaces it with a motor. I think I'm actually okay with this recipe. What did you want me to make that with? The blender. I just so happen to have a couple of items that I can use that for. All right, so one part of the stuff comes in here. Now this is interesting. Blender. Actually, let's pull up the cooling one more time. It'll be interesting to see if it allows us to add it to the to-do list. Alright, so we know we need heat sinks and rubber, so we gotta pull up 2 items. This one is done. Heat sinks, right? Thank you. Speaking of which, that might be... That's kind of looking like a thumbnail if I've ever seen one. Alright, so we have the heat sinks, and then we need rubber. Theoretically, just pop that right there. Give ourselves a conveyor hole. Pop that right there. Okay. And then nitrogen gas and water. Now that's going to be interesting. Let's build out a couple blenders here. I think we need to give ourselves one extra space to fit the liquids. And then, ooh, this is an interesting, if I go over this, I'm gonna have to go extra tall. guess we could do a short one just to think it through. Toolbar 3. I mean, is it that easy? Just does that count as a clip? Is the only question. Sadly, it probably does. It's funny, a very kind person called me out on my, what I call the satisfactory shake. People have a tendency to say, look right here. They do that. Or they're looking around and they're like, what's that? What's that? I've been trying to... Too much StarCraft 2 back before it was cool. So I'm trying to tone down my Twitch. Cooling systems. The heatsink should be there, ready to go. Oh, things don't load until it has power. Fair enough. Let's bring you... Ooh, where do we want to bring you? Might make more sense to have it on the outside here. Go down the line like this. Okay. So that is the cooling system. Let's see how close we are. That's pretty good, actually. We put a floor hole in. Oh, look at that. Perfectly not clipped. Totally by accident, but it looks like it's on purpose. Alright, so we can get some gas in and some water in. we've got gas right there. So we could pull it back. Let's pull the water over first. Oh my goodness. I might not have enough materials for this. Copper sheets. Can I grab a couple copper sheets? Let's grab a couple copper sheets. Easy for me to say. Alright, where's the water? That's the water going out. That's the water coming back in. And then this is an empty pipe. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn this return pipe into a secondary return. So then that, let's pull this off. Try to line that up a little better. Maybe not a lot better, but a little better. So now this pipe should also get some liquid in it. So now both of these are water pipe. Oh man, we're gonna have to build out this whole bus here. All the craziness that these Coffee Stain went through to make this game so satisfactory and intuitive and exactly what you would expect it to be. I'm surprised Zoop isn't on by default. Whoop. Oh, just short on rebar. Let's see. How far do I need to go here? One more. All right, I'm gonna go grab some rebar. I'll be right back. It would only be moments for you. Turns out I didn't have to pause after all. I had a box right there that had 90 some odd in it, so we're gonna see if that's gonna be enough. Switch to that. And I need to make sure that these are on tight. Stackable conveyor pole, but that's not correct. This is not a stackable conveyor pole. There we go. grabbing the water off the bus here. Why is that one too long? Guess I missed something. No, wait. Are you sure? It does look like it's not the right height. And if that's the case, that would be sadness. Sadness ensues. Alright. I'm just gonna fix it in real time here. It is interesting that this and this I'm probably causing a whole different kind of problem by doing it that way. Yeah, almost guaranteed. I think that's a problem for future us. Water is flowing. Where are these two little... There we go. So now we can clearly see that the nitrogen needs to go first. Something like this. Right, so that'll split the nitrogen, pull it equally from both pipe. And then we'll do the same, but in reverse over here. Let's try that in reverse. Yes, I like that much better. I don't know if I have the built-in lift needed to add water to these machines, but nitrogen is just pure easy mode. Yeah, my guess is we're gonna need a little lift. Is the water making it here? Do I put a pump right here? And then gave it a little juice. That looks like that's getting some water now. There we go. I would normally say I need a feed from above, but that's what I'm doing. Flow rate. I wonder. Let's try it. We're gonna put in a little bit of organization right here. If it'll let me. Ooh, let's do the side. That doesn't look good. Blender should be full of water. Ooh, good. All right, and then we need to grab the rubber. Oh man, this is gonna be... Well, actually, wherever there's plastic, rubber's typically not too far behind. That looks like it's going up. Yeah. Ooh. Who knows about that one? There we go. So that's the output for the heatsink, and this is the input for the rubber. At least that's what I'm theorizing. There we go. Cooling systems are being generated. And we're actually using some of this nitrogen gas. Now all of a sudden it looks like we're not using it. We don't have enough nitrogen gas. The flow rate is 123, but the request is 150. This thing is not even full. If none of these are full, why aren't we rocking and rolling here? Let's see, the gas is going in, then up, then out. It looks like it's set up the same way the other side. I've never had to debug gas before. Let's see. This is something weird, like this is totally full, therefore it can't go back, therefore it can't ship out, therefore these can't process because they're full. So maybe a little temporary, semi-permanent something like this. To get everything going again. That's interesting. That means at any given time, this system can back up and be in a state where it can't catch up and unlock itself. Why is that? I think the answer... Oh boy. Sorry about this. That was a autosave and a half. I think the answer is an awesome sync, right? We'll put an awesome sync kind of right, I don't know, here? And then we'll put a splitter right. Let's make sure we're on the line. And then we'll test that we're on the line by making the right put any. All right, beautiful. We'll give you a little bit of power. We'll give you a little bit of power. We'll give you a little bit of power. then we'll set you to overflow. So if everything backs up, if this storage backs up, the new ones that I'm making, that's putting a lot of empties into the flow. Let's dump the empties I just picked up there. Right, so it's gonna unpackage the gas, send it along its way, and then the empties are gonna get put back into the system for the drones to pick up, go over to the nitrogen gas base? I don't know what you call that. And use that to fill it up and bring back fresh nitrogen. But if anything like that just happens again, first we've got this nice backup. So we'll be sure to have lots and lots of empties ready to go. But we'll also have this sink here that will, if this backs up, it will right overflow into the sink. And so these guys can continue to dump their empties and we can continue to collect nitrogen gas. Which is why I have all these big old tanks lying around that aren't doing anything now. But now that's moving. Which means this is moving. Which should mean we are now making cooling systems. Still have a water issue though. I think I might... Oh my goodness, look at that. That's so bad. Zoop, just drops down a level, which means it's probably almost guaranteed to be blocking whatever's on the top level of this. Let's hit the water extractors and add a little bit more water to the mix. And actually, that's pretty good. I'm gonna have to run a test. I think that since this is concrete, it's extra slippery. Okay, so if I take this out, and I probably could just, you know, set the material. So last time when I came out of the tube, I went sliding. Let's see, watch this. When I come up, I'm not gonna slide as much. I think it's because I'm on the high grip floor. See all that grip right there? So now, coming back out of here. Nope. Still went flying. Huh, okay. Okay. I totally forgot what I was gonna do. Oh yeah, we're gonna come down here and see if we can add a little bit more water to this. Are you... You're not overclocked yet. I don't want to get to the point where I have to overclock. If I pulled water, I think my coal power plant's actually... I think I'm using all the water. I might be using all the water possible. So I really shouldn't try to bring water in from the coal power plant setup. Those guys over there. We'll just add you in if we can find a nice deep water area. And then we'll fire this up. Interesting. You can build power lines in deep water. Good to know. Maybe really good to know. Maybe don't build one on the pipe like that, but... So that adds 240 water to this. See, I see that loading up. I don't know that I see that same problem over here. Which means I've got to put a pump on this or totally rearrange this. If that level works for one, it should work for the other. Looks like it's catching up now. So that's 360 water. That's what one might call more than enough. This thing should be full of water now. Oh. That, I have to say, is a disappointment. This pump right here should suffice to get this water up to the next level. It's not going to run the animation far enough for us to know. Okay. It's fine. Let's see if this works out a little better. Doesn't seem to be. Water, I tell you, it is one of those things. Maybe I can't pull off of both of these. I know the top one theoretically has more water in it. I'm starting to think that somewhere along the line here, well, no, some water has gone through. So it's fully connected down all the way down the line. Or maybe not. There's more flow without a pump than there is with a pump? It's weird. I guess. Let's see. once everything hits this point, it should only go to the left. Quite possibly an obvious statement with no real impact. And the pipe here actually isn't doing anything. So now this top pipe runs down, down, down. These are both at 0 somehow. Oh no, there's flow there. Oh yeah, we're not at a what I would call a perfectly even flow of water quite yet. Part of me says that it will pick up once it all sorts itself out. The other part of me says this is already sorted out. Unless my blender is full because it's full of cooling, not requesting any additional water, which at this point wouldn't surprise me. All right, that's where I'm going to go with. No. That ain't it. Okay, it likes it that way better. Oh, look at that. That's a full flow rate. I don't know. Water tends to be a bit of a mystery to me. All I know for sure is if you want to have a water tower is very powerful. Other than that, I don't really know what's going on with water. I'm going to have to do some more research on it. And we're going to finish this off with a quick organizational pull towards industrial storage. We're going to nuzzle this in nice and close. Hmm. Uh-oh. There we go. Probably going to be a little short on material. Actually, 12 per minute, 12 per minute should be fine. Water should be fine. Nitro should be fine. Nitro's the one I'm most worried about. 450. So that's a full pipe of nitro just to make cooling systems. The only one of these I haven't made yet is turbo motors. Do I even have access to turbo motors? Let's check. Turbo. Turbo motors. Oh my goodness. It's made of cooling systems, radios, motors, and rubber. I think I'm gonna move this just a little bit out here. And that's 24 per minute. Yikes. How's the power? Why am I seeing the power like that? That's weird. Why? I thought there were numbers. This is plainer than I remember, but okay. The production amount is looking good, and the consumption's getting up there. Luckily, I have that tower right there is all batteries, so we've got plenty of juice in storage. 49,000 megawatts in storage, so we should be okay. All right, what I'm going to do, we're building the turbo motors. I might whip some rubber out and around and over. Or I might just pull it off the belt again. Who knows? Otherwise, I think we're done here. Not bad, just over an hour. If I hadn't had all that time spent worrying about water, could have got it done a little faster, but all in all, it's a good trip. And the water we're pulling in now is pretty good. And the drones are moving back and forth now. So they are getting the nitro in and out. Not perfectly. There's still some lag. I wonder if I just, like, ripped out a chunk of nitro. Just put it to the side. And then our unpackagers. How many of these are we doing per minute? 240? No, 60. 60 per minute. So 4 of these are doing 240 per minute. It's still backed up, but at least it's moving now. If I really wanted to do this, yeah, these are filling up again, which is good to see. One thing I could consider is I could stop making empties. I got 4 machines dedicated just to making empties. That's probably a little unnecessary. Especially now that we're recycling. But right now the bottleneck is the fact that these are not unpackaging fast enough. And they'll catch up. No, they won't. They're going to be perfectly imbalanced because we're sending in the same amount. I'd need some overclocking to catch up. It might make sense just to overclock these permanently. So when a drone lands, they come down, the nitrogen comes in, they get quickly unpackaged and then sent back. That might make sense. Might get clogged up on the pipes though. 60 turns into 240. These 240s are basically already 480, so there's not a lot of room for additional flow unless I put out a single storage for each packager. That will require a little bit of redesign, but it could be worth it. These hold 2,400, and these would be outputting a lot. But that, most definitely, is a problem for future me. Thanks for hanging out. I do appreciate it. And we'll see you next time.